Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see your founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. Ease me, see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapters to come out to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends and your enemies, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, the Nissan Sentra coming back, but it's a CVT transmission, which is basically a grenade waiting to explode. Now, it's brought to us thanks to Motor1.com, and perhaps I should put a visual disclaimer on the screen because you're going to see a Nissan product, which, let's be honest, not all, but most of Nissan products are visually disgusting. But that's just me. Now, again, this credit to Anthony Allianz, who's a writer at Motor1.com. Here you're going to see the Nissan product on the screen here. Oh, it's going to creep up. Ugh, the new Sentra. Now, they say, quote, the 2026 Nissan Sentra is sleeker, smarter, civic competitor. We got an early look. Which, I don't think that's supposed to be a joke, but yeah, they're saying this is a Honda Civic competitor because of a kind of similar price point. They both have 4 doors. If you're inebriated greatly, that almost looks like a Honda, kind of. Couple borrowed curves here and there. But yeah, competing with the Honda Civic, I don't think so. Now, they say that, quote, Nissan has redesigned its compact sedan at a time when consumers are seeking affordable new cars, which, true. They say, quote, the Nissan Sentra is a vital model for the brand. Soon it will be the automaker's last entry-level offering, with the vehicle potentially discontinuing the Versa after the 2025 model year. One of the few remaining affordable options for consumers, the Sentra receives a much-needed redesign for the 2026 model year. While a lot of the car is new, buyers can find a familiar engine under the hood, a 2-liter 4-cylinder making 149 horsepower and 146 foot-pound of torque. The exact same as before, which I guess I can't critique them too much for doing that because Honda, spoiler alert, kind of did the same thing in terms of going from the Gen 10 Honda Civic to Gen 11 Honda Civic. They, about the same when it comes to actual powertrain. Now, they say, quote, the engine powers the front wheels with a, well, this is definitely Nissan fancy, Xtronic continuously variable transmission as its only gearbox option, which, yeah, that is also known as a transmission that destroyed the brand of Nissan. Again, if you had money for a sports car, I think a Nissan Z would be a fun car. You can get that with 3 pedals, also known as manual transmission. Great little sports car. You got twin turbo V6. Even has a nice handle parking brake for drifting and, well, fun. They have some cool cars and fun vehicles. But yeah, the Achilles heel that has destroyed the Nissan's brand for, I would say, about a decade now is a CVT transmission, which seems to grenade themselves after 40 to 60,000 miles. Granted, many of them are covered under the factory warranty. Hopefully, there's some people I know who have to pay out of pocket for that abomination of a repair. But yeah, a lot of people see these vehicles as ticking time bombs. Now, they say the new Sentra is also longer than this model it replaces. It's 183.3 inches versus 182.9 inches. Wow, that's half an inch, which I guess some people might pay for. Now they say, but the wheelbase is 0.10 inches shorter at 106.5. The sedan's width is the same at 71.5 inches, but the model is now 0.2 inches taller while riding 0.1 inches lower to the ground, which, like, that is some of the most negligible dimension changes I've seen in a car in years. So, I mean, dimensionally, it's slightly different. Now, this is where, again, there are more changes with the exterior faceplates and all that kind of stuff. They say that the car has a all-new exterior design featuring an evolution of the brand's V-Motion grille, which extends into the new slim lighting signature. The new look also has aerodynamic enhancements, such as smaller wheel openings, side mirrors designed to reduce drag. I'm sorry. Again, it's a compact, kind of sporty car, but again, it's kind of funny the things that they are highlighting. Now, they say it also has flat floors, covers underneath, and tire deflectors, which, I'm sorry, but I will put a couple more pictures of this vehicle on the screen here, which, I swear, car companies get silver paint for free or something. I mean, Porsche does this with the 911s, and it seems like all the cars all get silver paint, which God, I can't help but feel like nearly every car, except perhaps an Aston Martin, looks just rudimentary and boring in silver. But that's just me. But here you can see more pictures of the vehicle on screen, which looks better than the previous generation. Granted, not saying much. They say that Nissan hasn't officially released the fuel economy ratings, but the company estimates the 2026 Sentra will receive 29 miles per gallon city and 38 mile per gallon highway and 33 mile per gallon combined. Slightly lower than the 2025 Sentra, which returned with up to 30 mile per gallon city and 40 mile per gallon highway and 34 mile per gallon combined, which that's like, that is pretty pathetic. I mean, my Honda Civic Si, which is a coupe, and so again, it's a little bit smaller, but I mean, my car is rated 42 mile per gallon highway, and I usually will get 45 to 50 mile per gallon on highway if I'm driving conservatively. Granted, it's boring as hell, but it can be done, and that's a 2018 car. Now, some of this isn't all on Nissan. US has a lot of government regulations. These things have to be more and more built like tanks every year from safety perspective, not reliability, but yeah, they usually get heavier over time. BMW being the most comical brand of getting heavy over time, and yeah, some of the reason the fuel economy can go down is because increased weight, because of increased safety precautions and features, even increase the number of airbags and what have you, bigger couple zones and such. Now let's see that the Nissan will offer the Sentra in 4 trims: the S, the SV, the SL, and the SR. After only offering 3 for 2025, 16, 17-inch wheels are available, which I'm sure will make some people happy. It's like they say that inside the new Sentra features a standard 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen with wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and a 7-inch multi-informational display. Ooh. And again, if you're really inebriated, really inebriated, it almost does look like a Honda Civic from these two pictures here. I swear they almost chose the exact same paint or shade of red for that. Yeah, I could see kind of the resemblance. Now, they also note that buyers will need to upgrade to the SV, SR, or SL grade if they wish to have the 12.3-inch driver display and wireless phone connectivity, which, I don't know. I'm someone who actually wants to drive the car when I get in the car, which is also why I have 3 pedals. But, yeah, I mean, I hate the idea of having a 12-inch screen, which will inevitably break like most pieces of technology. Again, you should be focused on the road, the driving experience, but again, that's just me. They note that the SL, which returns to the lineup, comes with a ton of amenities. Standard Sentra SL features include a heated steering wheel, ambient lighting, an auto-dimming rear-view mirror, powered sunroof, 17-inch wheels, and quilted synthetic leather seats, which, man, that's fancy. That's like a Cadillac over there. A heated leather steering wheel, which even the Texas Iceman, I think, is a silly feature. But I guess some people can appreciate it, and it's interesting they're having that thrown in there. They say the SR stands out with its unique front fascia and dark chrome grille elements, a trim-specific rear bumper, black side sills, a rear spoiler, 18-inch wheels, and a 2-tone roof. The SV, SR, and SL trims feature a drive mode selector with a sport mode that weighs up the steering wheel, sharpens the throttle response, and changes the CVT transmission, which, again, sport mode can be fun. It is really cool. I think the C5 Corvette was the first mainstream automobile where it actually would magnetically adjust the suspension for the driver, giving you more of a track mode. It is very impressive, and it's cool that we're getting this tech on these more entry-level vehicles. It's kind of sad to think how many people actually press that, sport mode to have real fun. Spoiler, if you do that in California, you get a ticket and the car gets gutted of those things. But as long as you don't live in a commie state, you can have some fun. They note that Nissan says the new Sentra will begin reaching the showrooms sometime later this year. It has not released official pricing, but the 2025 Sentra starts at $22,785, which includes the $1,195 destination charge. We expect the 2026 Sentra price to begin in the low $20,000 range, which I don't want to say they have to, but they kind of have to. I mean, it's one of those things where people buy Nissan, you could debate for 2 reasons. One of them being the price point, the second being Nissan credit, which, to their credit, if you have a Pulse or a semblance of a Pulse, you can get a Nissan vehicle because of Nissan credit. They are known for taking a risk on pretty much everyone under the planet. Even when I was in the auto industry 15 years ago, they're known for kind of being very lax when it comes to the type of information they accept in terms of proof of payment and proof of income, rather. And yeah, it's one of those things where if you needed a new car, or more accurately wanted a new car, and you didn't have good credit, I mean, is Nissan or Dodge? They'd get you approved. Well, now Stellantis, parent company of Dodge. But yeah, and that's what keeps Nissan afloat is the credit and the people with poor credit who want a new car. Now I say it has to be at $20,000 because, well, the Honda Civic, which again they direct in this article as competitor, and Nissan also references as well, the Honda Civic, that starts at $24,595, which again, inflation is a thing. My Honda Civic Si, I believe the list price was $26,995, 2018. And again, inflation is a thing. I think the Honda Civic Si now starts around $30,000, but again, the Honda Civic base model starts around precisely $24,595. If the Nissan Sentra is at $20,000, that is a pretty big delta or differences between two price points. A lot of people are more price sensitive. They're going to go for the Nissan. Nissan, I think, would win in the majority of those cases for people who don't think about terms like long-term reliability or resale value. But if this Sentra starts at $23,000, even $22,000, that is just within a stone throw away of the Honda Civic. Which again, the Honda Civic is by no means perfect. I've had a recall or two because of my vehicle. One, I believe, was a fuel pump, and perhaps because I tracked the vehicle, I've had a couple other issues come up, though nothing catastrophic. Now, especially on a month-to-month basis, and geez Louise, people, I don't recommend it financially. People are doing 72-month loans for cars is now the norm, if not low end. They go even more longer than that. If you take that delta in price, it's only $1,000 between the Nissan and the Honda, month to month, that price is so negligible. I think most people are going to choose the Honda Civic. Again, it's more reliable. It's just better bang for your buck. You can argue it also has better fuel economy, better amenities, but the fit and materials all feel a lot nicer. At the end of the day, I mean, people are buying a Honda because, reliability, and I would argue they're fun vehicles too. But yeah, Nissan, they're in such a tough position, and they need entry-level cars because at the end of the day, they're an entry-level brand. No one is ever going to choose, well, except maybe the Nissan Z. But I mean, Toyota, in terms of brand reputation, well, even global sales, they're the number one Japanese automotive company. Then you followed by Honda. Then it kind of falls off from there. I mean, a lot of people forget Subaru does exist. They make some awesome stick shift vehicles. Then people would sometimes forget that Mitsubishi still is technically around. Unfortunately, just making boring SUVs these days. But again, Nissan is, they're not known for being the best brand. I mean, Renault bought them out years ago in terms of a share of the company. They've been struggling for decades, financially speaking. It's been a roller coaster of the company to begin with. And again, I hope this comes out at a $20,000 price point because, again, some people do just need a car to get from A to B. Well, most of the time get from A to B, and they don't want to spend, $25,000 plus on a vehicle. At that price point, I think this could be extremely successful, and especially if they get a high volume of this being pushed out. But me, I would never get a Nissan with an automatic transmission of all the brands. It's really disappointing they don't have the option for the third pedal. It's just one of those things where, again, Infiniti, the luxury brand that Nissan owns, just like how Honda has Acura, Toyota has Lexus, GM has Cadillac. Again, they're saying they're going to bring a fun sedan with a twin turbo V6 and stick shift, some cool stuff, or I believe V8 rumored. But again, for the Nissan, I think it'd be cool to have a slightly more sporty vehicle or model of their base entry level vehicle with a stick shift. Again, they got the fun little sports features. You click that button, it makes some adjustments. It wouldn't by no means be a big unit pusher you could debate, although Honda sold more stick shifts than any other company on the planet in 2024, thanks to the Civic. Didn't have the highest take rate in terms of percentage of people who choose the manual transmission Civic, but in terms of number of units sold, Honda killed it. So again, there is a market out there for those vehicles, and I know this is kind of my soapbox topic, but I think Nissan really should have a stick shift option for this vehicle, and I think that would make it sell even better. But as I always say, let me know your thoughts in the comments because I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.